Hello and welcome. My name is Claire and I live in Wiltshire. I have a double allotment plot and a home garden, and today I am down at the plot. That, by the way, is my pumpkin patch. So I haven't been here for a week. I've been majorly busy with weddings and school holidays. So there's a lot of work to do today. I have got to finish the brassica bed that I started constructing. I've also got to put my runner beans back up because they have fallen over in the wind. I am going to cut off a couple of the sunflower heads if they are ready to come off, because they are literally this big. Going to tend to my pumpkin patch, take off any of the pumpkins that have died away, fill up the compost heap and look for anything that needs harvesting. So that is today's plan. I've got my drill, my new tool. Let me show you my new tool. Pow! Look at that. All cordless, obviously. No electric here. No water either. So I will be finishing my structure today with that, my staple gun and my drill, and then I will be bringing my brassicas up ASAP. As soon as my little one's back at school, I will be here and I will be on my hands and knees getting the compost out of the compost bin, filling up the brassica bed, putting as much down as possible, and I've got a couple of bags as well to put all in. Then I'll be doing some holes to put some leeks in. I've got some broccoli, 2 different types of cabbage and some pak choy, so that is all going to go in the brassica bed, ready for overwintering, except the pak choy, that should be ready before the frost sets in, so that's fine. If not, I have covers for them anyway. And then I will also be, hopefully this week, fingers crossed, weather permitted obviously, because I don't want to come out in the pouring rain then get poorly. I will be organising my large no dig bed, which is going to be ready for all the onions. So all the onion sets which I'm waiting for delivery, all of them will be going in to there, and my garlic will be going into my raised bed. So quite a lot to do. Autumn planning is very busy, very difficult. It's no different to spring. It's my first autumn where I am fully immersed in the whole gardening world, and I'm hoping for a really good positive autumn sowing. So come and join me. So this is the pumpkin patch. My orange pumpkin is still doing really well down there. I mean, the stem on it is massive, so I'm hoping we've got another 8 weeks of growing. I'm hoping that's going to be ginormous. I am going to be cutting off any small ones which I know are not going to amount to anything. I have got, for example, just in here, I have got a dead one in there, so I'll be cutting those off, and I will be keeping anything of this size. So that is, I would say, a small child's football size. So as you can see, it grows right over. And let me see if I can show you. So like, I've got another dead one in there, so they're taking away from what I need to grow. So in here, no, I can't show you, I really wanted to show you. Anyway, so one of the disasters that I've come to today is the fact that my runner beans have now fallen over. So I will need to either erect them or take them down. So I'm going to have a good look. If there's loads of beans still on them, I'm just going to pick all the beans off, I think, and cut it back. If there's no runner beans, I'm just going to rip the whole lot out, for time's sake. I say that and I can just see runner beans here. However, I have got about 8 bags of runner beans in my freezer, so I don't really need to keep them, but I also don't need wastage. Okay, so let's make our way back over. Make sure as well today that I'm cutting off any of those leaves like that. So we've got a couple of pumpkins growing here. Again, I will be cutting them off if they are the white ones. So we've got another big pumpkin there, and then we've got pumpkin here, a pumpkin here, and one in there that doesn't look great, so I think that one's gone rotten as well. And then we've got my giant pumpkin. Okay, I am going to try and make my way over. I am finally there in the middle of my patch. So I do have a pumpkin in there, and I've just noticed another one in there. However, I also have, if I can get through, the biggest pumpkin of all in here. Now this pumpkin, I would say, because it's not finished growing yet, because the stalk is still very, very green, this pumpkin is the size of, well, I wouldn't be able to lift it. You're talking heavier than 5 kilograms, I reckon. It's ginormous. So that's definitely going to be my centerpiece. Not really got a lot that's come along over this side. Most of the pumpkins, I mean, there's one, oh, that's quite a big one. Just in there. So yeah, so that's the plan with a pumpkin patch. It's probably going to take about half an hour or so, but that's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. I was hoping for 10. That's 7 definite big ones. Like I say, I was hoping for 10, but 7's okay. And the sunflowers, the mini sunflowers we planted. If you would have watched some of my videos, you would have seen me harvesting the seeds from some of these. So these are still going really strong. I love these. I've got 3 different colours in here, and they've done really, really well this year. The Savoy cabbages are getting lovely heads on them now. So that's 4 in this bed. And this one's doing lovely. I can't wait for this one. And here we go with the brassica bed that is currently being built. So it's stapled in so far, but not to the bottom. And this is the back of the bed. The sunflowers are going to have to come out. As you can see, they are higher than the bed itself. I can't put a roof on with those sunflowers there, and I don't need it any higher than what it is really, because the brassicas aren't going to get as tall as sunflowers. I do need to add a piece of wood to the middle there, because where the wood is joining, it is bowing, and I think that will probably break. But I bought extra wood with me today, so I'm hoping I can build this frame up a little bit more. These are the sprouts that I've already got in here. These have stayed alive throughout the summer. They had a massive whitefly problem, but with all the rain that we've had, they are doing fantastic. And then if you can see, just coming out of the ground there is a line of beetroot. So the beetroot did really well here during the spring and summer. So I planted another row just in there because I eat a lot of beetroot, and that will be staying there. So here will be going all of the cabbages and the broccoli and the cauliflower. The doorway is going to be at the front, just here. That's where the doorway is going to be, so I can come down the path and jump straight in. So I've got to build the doorway. For now, I will probably just jimmy something up to keep it shut and keep the butterflies out. So I've got to finish the netting around the sides and the front, pop the door in, pop the netting over the top. Bit windy to be doing the top today. I really do want to get it finished though. And unfortunately, bring those sunflowers down, because although they're looking stunning, they are totally in the way for the roof. I could put half hoops on the roof, but again, that's just extending the height of it, which I don't need, because I'm fine. I mean, my mum's small, so she's fine. She can stand up very easily in here. And she's the one that does the weeding, so I don't really need for myself, apart from harvesting, to be going in there. Okay, so next we've got the peas and beans. My famous peas and beans that everybody laughed at me for, because I got the packets wet, they all mixed in and then fell all over the floor, and I was on the floor like an idiot harvesting them off the floor. Then I stuck them all in a pot, shoved them in here, and as you can see, I have lots of peas. That's all the peas. Have I got any beans though? Oh wow, loads of peas. I'll be harvesting lots of peas. I don't seem to have any beans that I can see, but the beans are more on this side. I've got some tiny ones there, look at that. How cute. So the beans are coming. Oh, these sunflowers didn't do well with the wind either. Oh, look at this. How beautiful is this? Oh, wow. That's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. And more peas and beans on this side. So again, I seem to have lots and lots of peas. I'm going to enjoy shelling those. Any beans on this side? No, so the beans are taking a little longer. What a shame. The nasturtiums and the rhubarb are doing fabulous. And whatever weed that is. Let's come around past the really messy area that I'm working with at the moment. The Christmas cauliflowers. So the leaves seem to be absolutely ginormous, but I don't seem to have any heads. No heads to the cauliflowers. with the leaves being this big, I am quite surprised. I mean, let me take you back and have another look. So that is now the cauliflower bed. So windy today, but no cauliflowers as of yet. So the sunflowers, the giant sunflowers that I grew from seed at home and brought here because I thought it'd be lovely for the pollinators. They ended up between 8 and 9 foot tall. The heads on them are so deep and so big. I don't think they're ready to harvest yet, if I'm honest, but I really want to take one home and play with it. So the sweet corn, I took most of the sweet corn off, and what I didn't take off, as you can see, nothing happened to it. So these also need pulling. A little something growing out of that bed, which is turnips, which look like the flea beetles have had a munching session on them. Again, nothing's happened with this bed, even though I keep sowing in this bed, nothing's happening. And then the spring onions are doing absolutely fine here, and nothing else is growing in this bed. What I was thinking about doing is just, because I've got 3 there, so 2 of them are going to be garlic. So those 2 at the end, I'm going to be planting garlic. And this one, I might just see whatever seed I've got in the cupboard and just chuck it in and see what happens. Obviously making sure it grows well with onions, because I put carrot seed in. Now we're getting rain, it might actually germinate. So I might even try, if I've got a little bit of carrot seed left, to see if that works. But yeah, so that's going to be my onion bed. So this is my large no dig bed. Last year I put the onions in the raised beds, and it did take up a lot of space. They grew amazing, I will admit, and they were nice and big. However, this large dig bed here is really hard for the upkeep. So I figured plant as many onions as possible in there, pop some flowers in there as well, and then take cuttings from the flowers that I grow in there for the rest of the plot. So that's the kind of plan. And I do have like a little square here, which I'm not sure what to do. So I had garlic in there last year, it didn't do too well, so I'm not sure what I'm going to put there. So some ideas for that would be fantastic. So my daughter's pumpkins are ready to come off now. As you can see, the stem is all died off. So this one here, it's only got a tiny bit of green on it. This one has no green on it, and that one's only got a tiny bit of green. So these need to come out now. So these are ready to come out. So I will give her a phone call and ask her to come and take them out. So she hasn't grown them for Halloween. She's grown them to learn to cook with them. So, but they will store for up to a year. So we will keep them in a dry area for the skins just to harden a little bit, because she has said I am allowed one of them. She'll probably give me the small one, knowing her. But even the marigolds look fantastic. I mean, the orange with the orange, it looks brilliant, doesn't it? And then onto her other bed. I am not sure what that is. Wow, I really don't know what that is. No clue. I will have a little Google, but whatever it is, more's coming through underneath. So more sunflowers she popped in, and they came out. And if you saw the baby corn video, which was hilarious, she's got more. So these all need harvesting now. So the potatoes that I planted for Christmas, I also did a little vlog with them, and they have all started to come through now, every single one of them. So I will earth those up today. That's a definite job for today, is earthing them up. They won't need watering because we've had so much rain. And the cucumbers, which we stopped doing anything with, is still producing cucumbers, even though we haven't touched them. And here's a better view of my runner beans that have fallen over. Dun dun dun. Right, and last but not least, my favourite is the courgettes. Never grown them before, and I am so surprised at how much you get from 3 plants. It's kept me going. Courgette soup is now my family's new favourite. So let's have a look. So I have quite a few in there to harvest. That's amazing. I didn't think I'd have any long ones. And I've got 3 in there, possibly 3. I've got none on that plant. Oh my god, can't tell I haven't been here for a week. Oh my golly gosh. That's probably my biggest long one, because I don't usually let them get that big. So I've got another one there, so I can definitely make courgette soup. I haven't got to the round summer boars yet. I don't know if I've got any of them. I can't see any. So my dragon beans, people laugh at me for calling them dragon beans, but they remind me of the beautiful red scales of a dragon. Ooh. So I've got more dragon beans. So I actually mix these in with my runner beans. I've got more of those. Fantastic. I wasn't going to grow these next year. However, I think I'm just going to grow them a lot later in the season. Oh, this archway's come out as well, so I need to pop the archway back in. So yeah, so just grow these later on in the season or earlier on in the season, because they do not like the hot sun. Okay, let's go and just check, see if I've got any summer balls. Have I got any summer balls? There is nothing there. I think that one's had its day. There's nothing there. Oh, that's sad. No summer balls. I thought I had 2 growing. In fact, I was sure I had 2 growing when I last came here. So where have the summer balls gone? That's really strange. Really, really strange that I have no summer balls. Because I'm sure my video last week showed I had 2 summer balls on there. I will re-watch my video just to check that they haven't been taken. And if I have 2 on there, and there's definitely no dead ones floating around there, then I know someone's been onto my plot, which will make me really angry, and I will have to put up some signs on my plot. And if I have to get a battery operated camera here, I will do so. So that's everything. So that is a before, and I will do footage of after once everything's been done that needs to be done. It is going to be hard working in this wind today with the netting of the brassica bed. I can see that coming, but we need to do the important stuff first, which is any DIY, popping up the beans, sorting out this archway which is leaning, cutting off the pumpkins that are dead. That's another really important job, so those jobs will be done first before anything else gets done, definitely. And I will pop a vlog of the aftermath of me spending hours here later on. So today's harvest consists of 4 courgettes, lots and lots of peas, which are lovely, and probably the last lot of runner beans, because I can't see many more growing. A couple of them have gone dry, so I will use those for seeds for next year. So that is today's harvest. I did eat a couple of raspberries, a strawberry, and I've already eaten some of the peas because I couldn't help myself. But I am more than happy with that today. So my daughter has kindly let me do one of her pumpkins, so I'm going to cut that one, and that'll be all 3 gone now. And then next time we come down, what we'll do is we will clear this bed, because although there's flowers growing in it, we can overwinter something in this bed, so we will do that because we don't want to leave it dormant and losing all the nutrition. So here we go, let's cut the pumpkin. So I'm going to leave a really big stalk on it, because the longer the stalk, the longer it will last. And there's that beautiful pumpkin there. So my daughter wants to use these for eating, so what we will do is we will store them first, and then after 2 weeks of storing them, the skin should become a lot harder, and that means you can store them for even longer, so up to a year they will store for. So if you have an abundance of pumpkins at your plot or in your garden and you think, what am I going to do with them all, don't just give them away. They will stay in storage in a cool, dark place once they've hardened up. So this pumpkin season, it's the 1st of September, so I think it's appropriate to get some pumpkins, get the season going. Okay, so I went to the plot today after a week of not being there to find somebody had stolen from the plot. I am super upset. I knew this was going to happen at some point. Two of my white pumpkins have been taken, which weren't even ready to be picked, so I don't know why they did that. And my last two summer ball courgettes, so I now have no summer ball courgettes to harvest the seeds from for next year, which is super disappointing because they are my absolute favourite. So those things were on the same side of the plot. I have reported this, so anyone got any suggestions to how to keep people off my plot?